is just fantastic. Captain's log, subdates 210915.2. With our route plotted, I've got Warrant Officer Crumble reorganizing the screwdriver storage so that I can poke Bork with the correct Phillips, and also ensure his bindings are super tight. Fourth time's the charm, am I right, everyone? Maybe. I'm still yet to be convinced we've encountered so much as one Karen yet. So in case it wasn't obvious enough from the thumbnail, or obvious enough from the title, or from the very first sentence I uttered, yes, we have a possibility of a fourth maybe Karen, but possibly not. I feel like this is becoming more of a thing, where instead of finding an actual Karen, what we actually get is someone being given the label of Karen when they exhibit zero symptoms that are akin to that of a Karen. And to those who very kindly pointed out to me that the Google definition was incorrect, thank you. What I need to know is that the evolution of a Karen changes with the definition too. It really makes this difficult to truly decipher. At some point we need this in legal text, so it cannot be altered. Today's apparent Karen is Janine Hoskovec, and I'm going to insert this disclaimer now. As this particular subject concerns coronavirus, and laws other states, countries, businesses, establishments have introduced, I am not going to give my personal opinion on whether or not I agree or disagree, because I really don't care enough. There is a reason I took coronavirus off this channel, because last year it was so divisive I was getting as many dislikes as I was likes. Not because I had an opinion, but because I was simply talking about it and people thought that meant I had an opinion. After all this time, I really don't. But if I am told to go into a business or an establishment I need to wear a mask, I will wear it so I can get what I want and leave. That isn't the case in all businesses, nor is that an opinion. That is me abiding the rules of the establishment, the rules that they themselves set either by guidance from the government or because they themselves have chosen to keep those rules in place. The town I live in is far too pokey for me to be selective with where I get my semi-skimmed milk. With the case of this particular apparent Karen Janine, I'm going to leave the designation of the title Karen to all of you, much like the previous 3 we have done so far. Now, many people either wear masks voluntarily or mandated to by the establishment they've entered. This is a very important part and gives additional, very vital context with what we're going to cover today. So in Lancaster County, Nebraska, the mask is mandated, as this is where Janine was spotted, sighted, captured on camera, and then designated a Karen by TikTok, and outlets, yeah, there are some news articles on it. This shall now be the part of the video where I insert one of 2 videos.
That's a, excuse me?
Excuse me, I'm coming through. You're so cute.
There is some apparent context to this which we'll get to after the second video. We need both, really. It's obvious to tell from this. She's being a dick, no doubt about that. But does being a dick constitute being a Karen? That's the really tough question you will have to answer. I might give an opinion later on that aspect. So to the second video.
Because I don't need to have one on. I'm not sick and neither are you.
Okay, but you don't have to be coughing at me.
You don't know who's sick or not.
Hey, you
It's my allergies.
You
I
don't
have
know
allergies.
who's sick or not by looking at
Oh,
somebody.
yeah. And
You
so 2 years ago, before anybody started talking about COVID, you were okay with that, though, going out not knowing you were sick, right?
You don't know anything
Right?
about my health.
I don't.
Yeah, she's coughing at me.
I have my allergies, and she got all freaked out because I'm coughing.
No, she's coughing.
How do you know? You don't know, and she just said, I don't know anything about her health. You don't know anything about my health. Maybe I have a medical release. I don't need to wear a mask.
Okay, bye.
The woman holding the camera in the video and her daughter did tell someone called Robeast Roe, who is the father of the daughter in this. And he tweeted out, "My daughter had to experience this in Lincoln, Nebraska. She followed them around and was spitting on them." Following up with more video of crazy Karen following my daughter and her mum coughing at them. Lancaster County has a mask mandate right now with all the hashtags in the world. This is where the two videos were first spotted, and he has put out a number of statements since. Interestingly, the mother did put out a statement on, I think, Reddit based on that r/Lincoln. So my kid and I were at the store tonight to pick up a few groceries, when this lady approached us and said politely, "Excuse me." And to be honest, I thought she was going to ask me for help or ask where something was. I was about to say, "I don't work here, lady," when she asked why we were wearing masks. That's when I realized she wasn't wearing one herself. I started walking away while replying because of the Delta variant and also because there's a mandate, and started walking away. But then she went on about how she was born and raised in Nebraska, and it's too bad that some Nebraskans have turned into sheep. She asked if I'd had a vaccine and said my kid and I don't need to wear masks because we look young and healthy. There were several other people around wearing masks, but for some reason, she chose to pick on me and my kid. At the end of this video, some poor guy working there tried to intervene and basically told us to all go our separate ways. Karen walked away and I told the guy what happened. He said it wasn't the first time he's had to deal with people like her at work. I then tried to continue my shopping, but this lady followed me around the store. I told her she needs to keep her distance and that her coughing on me was assault. She laughed and kept saying, "Look at you. It's so cute how scared you are." By this time, I was absolutely livid, trying my best to hold it together in front of my kid. I didn't finish my shopping. Instead, I went to the self-checkout to pay for my stuff. Next, she followed me to use the self-checkout right next to mine. I informed the employee manning the checkouts that this woman had assaulted me in the store by coughing deliberately on me, but I didn't wait around to see what the employee would say in response. I just really wanted us to get the heck out of there. Interestingly, Janine, the would-be Karen, has herself put out a statement on this, and it reads as follows. "I tolerate your hate, so I can capture the identities of those who threaten harm. Welcome to the modern social media viper pit. Many of you should be ashamed. You do not know the whole story and have not seen the videos plural in their entirety. I now have an idea of how our men in blue feel when they are wrongly convicted by the social media mob and Antifa. May God bless and heal our country. Thank you to those of you who reached out with sincere words of kindness, and special thanks to those who called me a hero. Our shared faith and vision of a brighter future will heal our world. I don't really care about wearing a mask one way or the other, but I do find it easier to breathe without one. If I feel ill, I stay home and wish others do the same. If others choose to wear a mask, I'm fine with that. There are times when it is not required by law. I prefer to and am legally able to go without, right? It's easier to breathe without one, just hard to keep track of when that is okay and not okay. The Karen and attacked me verbally first, and encroached on my personal space. I was not following her as she reported. I simply happened to run into her in the same aisle. It's not that big of a store, and OJ and olive oil just happened to be where she was. Almost seemed like she was staging herself, waiting on me. Very weird situation that I wish had never happened. As is well established at this point, actions have consequences, and for Janine the consequences are that she works for a company called SAP. SAP were informed of this, and tweeted out, "The health and safety of our employees and communities in which we live and work are of utmost concern to us. We are taking the matter of an SAP employee incident very seriously and investigating the situation." Following up with, "We have reviewed the incident and confirmed that the individual in question, Janine, no longer works for SAP. Is that the right decision? I'm not sure. I'm kind of on the fence. Much like I am with whether or not she's a Karen, but with the Karen issue, it's for a different reason. It's because both highlight context, both the claimed victim and the claimed Karen, without the additional context from, for example, the employees of the establishment who intervened, perhaps security camera footage to show what happened before and after, to corroborate aspects of it that we don't have corroboration of. We don't know if the behavior fits that of a Karen, or whether or not it's just somebody being a bit of a dick. Which, by the way, does not make someone a Karen. Yes, you can be a dick and a Karen, but being a dick is not mutually exclusive to being a Karen. And I will say it again for those who are interested, As far as obeying the rules of any establishment I enter go, I obey them for the sake of simplicity and because I'm British, we don't have those, freedoms America has. Now, as we're done, I'd like to know what you think. Please drive up the engagement and let me know in the comments down below. If you're new here and did enjoy this, please help me on my conquest, sure, to 100,000 subscribers. We're just over 100 away by subscribing. It's that thing down below with the red outline. If I don't see you on Twitch tonight for some trucking, I hope you'll have a fantastic day and thank you all very much for listening.